Hey, what's up, what's happening, and what's going down? It is your boy, the Ruxman, coming at you guys live and direct today. Guys, as you can see from the box down below, we got another, bam, unboxing for you. Today we're going to be looking at the Corsair Crystal Series 280X. Let's jump right into it, y'all. Alright guys, so if you like unboxings, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of this type of stuff. But without further ado, let's dive right into it. So first thing we're greeted with, I always like to give a little bit of love to the box. These vendors put a lot of money into getting these boxes set up. So let's take a quick look at what we have here. So first thing you're going to see is they're just giving you a nice illustration of the actual case. The Corsair 280 Crystal Series X, 280X. Now, this case is not by any stretch of the imagination a new case. It's just a reimagining of Corsair's Air 240, which I actually did an unboxing for a couple of months back. You can find that video in the link right up above. But this is a reimagining of that same case with just different glass panels on the side. Let's flip this around to the side, see if we got any other information here. So just little specs and everything, not a whole bunch over there. On the back side here, we got a breakout of the case and all its components, all those different things. And last but not least, final side, not a lot of information. So without further ado, we're going to bring out old Big John. And with a flick of the wrist, let's jump right into it, guys. So let's go ahead and get into the patient here. I know you guys always, some of you guys are new to the channel and you've only seen Sue. Sue doesn't take on these dirty jobs. These big dirty boxes are for Big John here. So we're going to let him dive in and cut into this. And got to keep an eye on it. You don't want to kill yourself messing with these things. All right. So now we're in there. We'll put Big John away. Safety first, people. And let's dive in and see what we got. So upon getting into the box, the first thing we are greeted with is a little instruction manual, a little booklet. Just lets us know a bit about the case and what we're up against. So let's flip this upside down and just get it out of the box. Get that going. Nice and smooth, nice and smooth. And I'll put that off to the side for now. Okay, so let's carefully just take this guy out of the case here. Want to just move this styrofoam and everything out of the way. And guys, by the way, this is the good foam. Corsair didn't spare any expense. They've given us the nice, good, squishy foam, not the hard stuff. So it's got some nice protection for your glass panels if you're worrying about that and how that's going to be. So let's pull this off here and get a look at this case. Now this case here, and I'm about to flip it upside down by mistake here, guys. This case here is, this thing is beautiful. Let's get it out of the packaging so we take a better look at it. Okay guys, so now that we've got it all unboxed and unmasked out of the plastic that was covering the glass, let's take a look at what the Corsair Crystal 280X has to offer. Now, as we've already mentioned, this case is not something new. This actual small form factor has been visited by Corsair before in the past in the Corsair Air 240 series. The difference was in that particular series, and again, like I said, I've unboxed it, so if you haven't checked out that video, go back and check that out. But that one was all plastic here. So now they've gone a step in catering to that market that wants to use the RGB lighting and show off what's going on in their system. I just want to turn this around to the side for you guys so you get a little bit of a look at the side here. Okay, so you got a huge glass window here where you can see everything. You get to see your graphics card, your fans, your RGB, everything going on here. So they've got really three nice glass panels included on this case. So first one will be right here off to the side. Other one is going to be directly in the front. And last but not least, right up top here, we got a space for a glass panel that's going to show off some of our fans. So what I want to do is I want to dive a little bit into this case for you guys and with you guys to see exactly what kind of options we have available on it. The first thing we're going to notice, just without breaking everything down, is right up top here. I'll lean it over right here. We have our reset button, we have a power button, we have a button for our headphones, microphone, two USB 3.0 super speed ports. Okay, we'll spin it around the back, and we just have our IO shield cutout in a separate compartment here. We have a cutout for the power supply and our different bays right here, our different drive bays, rather, not drive bays, but you get what I'm saying, the IO shield stuff. All right, so let's start breaking this baby down, see what we got here. So the front here, this glass panel does not come off by itself. It's actually attached to the whole front portion of this case, and we can take that off just by flipping it up right here. There's a little bit of a slot here, and you give it a little bit of pressure. Don't want to do too much, just a little bit, and it pops right off of there. So right there we have the front cover. We'll put that off to the side, and I want to flip this forward for you and show that we're greeted by one of the dust filters that Corsair includes on here. So we got a magnetic dust filter here. It's magnetized. That's blocking off our two fans. These fans, now this system actually has a couple of different configurations. You can order it with the fans or without the fans. I'll put the different prices up in a little link in the description. But this one, my friend, this is for his personal build. He opted to choose just some basic fans because he already has fans that he wants to put in here. But you have the option to put two fans here. You can do either the 120 mils or 240 mils. And that's the same thing for up top as well. So you got two 140 mils or two 120 mils in the front. Okay. Off to the side, if we spin it around here, we have another dust filter here. Another magnetic dust filter that comes off, keeps your case nice and clean. You have some other mounting options here for some other intake off to the side to keep the inside nice and cool. We'll spin it around to the side. So as we get around to the side of the case here, we're greeted by that larger window. Now, some of the complaints that we've heard about the case already is that when you go to remove these thumb screws, it's nothing there to hold, no little points to hold the glass onto the case. So keep that in mind while you're removing this. For safety reasons, I'm gonna just flip this guy over to its side and just take it off so that it has no chance of falling down and possibly breaking. And I recommend you guys do the same. So let's go ahead and screw this off here. So just take the thumb screws out. Okay, so now that we have the thumb screws out, we can go ahead and just remove the glass panel. So Corsair they've gone ahead and included these little rubber grommet type things to give you a little bit of a buffer between the case and the metal. But if I flip this up for you guys, just really quickly, you'll see exactly what I mean. There's no real standoffs here to hold that glass out. A standoff would be something like the end of the screw. Nothing really protruding from the case to hold that on. So keep in mind when you're putting that glass back on, you're either going to want to lay the case on its side, just like I did just now, or if you're removing it, lay it on its side so that when you get those last screws out, it just doesn't fall and hit the ground, okay? Also from within the case, you have another dust filter down below. So if you're having some fans bringing in fresh air or exhausting hot air from the case, you have that dust filter right down below. It's magnetic as well. You can just pull it off, stick it right back on there. And that one too will hold either two 120s or two 140 millimeter fans, okay? So it has the slots for both. Now, inside, we've already taken a look here. We got a nice big motherboard cut out here so that you can work behind the motherboard. do some work back there for fitting your air coolers and water coolers. We have a couple of different standoffs inside. We of course have our front panel connectors along with some nice rubber grommets for routing of the cable. And these are actually really good rubber grommets in here, people. This case will support anywhere from micro ATX to mini ITX. And I probably said that in reverse, but you know what I'm talking about. ITX or the ATX form factors. All right, micro ATX form factor. We also have 3 other ports down here where you can pass through cables to get to the back. I want to flip this around to the side, to that other dust filter side, and just get this panel off so that we can take a look and see what that side looks like for you guys. Now these are captive thumb screws on this side, so you don't really have to worry about losing them. They'll stay attached right to that side panel. So as we have this side panel off, now we get a chance to look at the inside here, the back, where all our wire management is going to go. In this particular section here, they allow us to add 2 of the 2.5 hard disk drives here in this little drive cage. And it has an actual hot swap feature back here, so you can actually go ahead and take that off and swap your drives out as you see fit. They have the little toolless cages that you can go in and out of the cage with. But also inside of here we have another drive cage here that'll hold our SSDs. So you can have 3 right here. And if you take a quick look, they're all just that same toolless design that you've all come to know and love from Corsair. We'll slide that right back in there. Okay, so with all this extra space, and this is another ingenious design. It was very well received on the Corsair 240 because of the ability to have that power supply off to the back and out of the way, and kind of have that rat nets of cables just kind of go through those routing points. So this is going to be really easy to deal with. Special note for some of you guys out here, as we flip this around back, there is no exhaust fan. So keep that in mind as you're doing this build when you're setting up your fan airflow. Remember, all the fan spots, top, front, wherever you mount a fan in the bottom of the cage, has either a 120 mil or a 140. So you could use either or for this particular build. Only other thing that you have inside of there, guys, is the front panel connectors. So there's not much else to it, but last but not least, you are able to remove this top glass panel, and we'll go ahead and do so. So now that we've got the screws removed, let's go ahead and take a look at this top glass panel. Same thing, they've given us some extra cushion here between the top, so that raises it up a little bit higher with those rubber grommets, those little rubber feet down there. And this one actually has a little bit of a tint to it. I don't know if that's the case with all the other ones, but this one has a nice little tint to it. I think, yeah, actually they all do. I just picked that up just now as I'm looking at it. But also, Corsair has gone ahead and included another fan filter. So this should be a pretty clean case, guys. This one's magnetic. I'm going to push it up from the bottom. It's a little easier to get access to. But it's a fan filter from up top. Not sure how much this is going to do, being that you'll probably have the air blowing outward. But you'll keep dust out of the cage, you know? So let's go ahead and put that back on there. You probably want to put it on the right way. Has little grooves on there. Also, outside of being able to have that fan filter, you can also remove the top of it. Now, I've gone ahead and removed the screws so that you can go ahead and get access to it. But if you ever wanted to, you can go ahead and remove this part. Why would you do that? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you just want to color or customize this part and spray paint it, make it more like yours. All right, guys, that's going to just about do it for our unboxing and first look at the Corsair Crystal Series 280X. Guys, if you have any questions, make sure you leave those questions and comments down in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Follow us. Our social media links will be down in the description box below. But guys, you know how we do, and as we always do in true Ruxman fashion, slow down, but never stop. Ruxman out. Love you, baby. Mean it.